At the start of the American Revolution, most of the combat occurred on land, but the Royal Navy quickly began using Chesapeake Bay to move troops and to raid coastal plantations for food and supplies. The Virginia government, as the war began, established the Virginia State Navy to move men and supplies as well as to guard the shores of the bay and its major tributaries. With so much shoreline in Northumberland County, many men in the county joined the state navy to defend their homeland. They served on ships like the Congress, the Liberty, the Protector, Oliver, Lark, and Susanna. Early in the war, Richard Henry Lee of Westmoreland County complained that more men throughout Virginia should join the cause and take their place beside the men of the Northern Neck. One Northern Neck sailor, Jeremiah Doxley, would later write about his service aboard the Tartar, recounting a battle with HMS Lordhouse in which neither ship struck its colors. The Tartar, he wrote, defended not just the mouths of the Potomac and Rappahannock, but towns and plantations throughout the bay. Of the vessels named by the commissioners of the Navy, the Protector stands out in its efforts to protect the coastal waters surrounding Northumberland County. Captain Robert Conway received his appointment by the Committee of Safety in June 1776. John Thomas became the first lieutenant of the Protector after the resignation of Lieutenant Tuil on December 4, 1776. After the resignation of Conway, Thomas became captain and would serve in that capacity until the vessel burned.
Well, I guess the first step in finding a crew for the Protector was to find a captain, and John Thomas was apparently a very accomplished sailor, and he would have picked people that he knew. He was from Northumberland County, and there were plenty of people in Northumberland County who were accustomed to sailing large ships. And so he would have picked people that he knew, people that he could trust, people that he knew were capable of doing the job, and people who really weren't afraid to serve in a Navy ship during wartime conditions.
Thomas had served aboard the Congress before his assignment to the Protector. The Protector continued to carry out its role until it was burned on June 9, 1779, while undergoing repairs at Wicomico Warehouse on the Wicomico River in Northumberland County, about 3 miles from Captain Thomas's house. According to Stewart, Captain Thomas hove her out into the Great Wicomico with a view to making repairs. In that situation, when her guns could not be brought into action, the British attacked her. Edward Sorrell of Northumberland County, in giving testimony for the heirs of James Doherty following their request for bounty land, stated that the British burned the North and South Wicomico tobacco warehouses as well as the Protector. The crew of the Protector was largely made up of men from Northumberland County, including William Booth, Littleton Cockrell, Clement Cockrell, James Doherty, George Day, John Dukes, Edwin Eskridge, John Flint, Elisha Harcum, Lot Harcum, Rodham Kenner, and Sharpley Waddy. After the Protector was burned, Captain Thomas and most of her crew may have been transferred to the Dragon or possibly to the Tartar. And although one deposition suggests Thomas resigned from the Navy soon after the destruction of the Protector, yet another suggests that he served as mate under Captain Blackwell on board the ship Washington. On one voyage, the ship captured 2 prizes, a sloop and a brig belonging to the British. Captain Thomas was put in command of the captured brig, which later was wrecked on the shoals of Cape Hatteras.